Tonight, an NBA star who retired and opened up a luxury resort in Belize stands to lose it all. You'll hear why. And their mother was murdered and the man accused of it has walked free tonight. The family of Leslie Verde tells us the justice system has failed them. Plus, 32 years in the BDF and never eaten a baby back rib. We'll talk to the Brigadier General about rations for soldiers. Also, speaking of ribs, Tony's Barbecue says MIDH is pushing them off the location they've been selling from for decades. You'll hear why. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight, Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
The way Belize uses electricity is changing. At home, families are using more devices, smarter appliances, and connected technology. Across the country, businesses are growing, industries are expanding, and communities are finding new ways to live, work, and move forward. Behind that progress, the energy system must continue to grow with Belize. At BEL, modernizing the grid is part of preparing for what comes next. A grid with greater visibility, more accurate information, and better tools to manage energy as needs change. Through investment in digital systems, upgraded infrastructure, and improved monitoring, BEL is strengthening how electricity is managed and delivered across the country. Not just for today's needs, but for the future Belize is building. As new technology emerges, from solar generation to community energy systems, the grid must be ready to support them safely, reliably, and sustainably. This is the work of modernization, step by step, system by system, community by community, helping prepare Belize for a more connected, resilient, and sustainable energy future.
Rev up your engines at Puma Energy and get ready for an exciting chance to fuel, fill, and win. For every $30 purchase on fuel, a liter of lubricant, or $10 at Super 7, get a ticket to win one of 20 fuel prizes of $1,000. And here's the thrill. Fill up with premium Clean Tech Pro and double your chances of winning. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Head to Puma Energy and Super 7 today for your chance to fuel, fill, and win.
Hello, everyone. Today we're putting Happy Bum's baby diapers to the test. Just look at the beautiful design, strong, soft, and made for your baby's comfort. Happy Bums can absorb up to 500 milliliters of moisture. Let's compare it with a leading diaper brand. We'll pour 500 milliliters of water into each diaper and see how they perform. Now it's time for the tissue test. As you can see, Happy Bums stays dry to the touch, while the leading brand leaves noticeable moisture on the tissue. Choose Happy Bums baby diapers for reliable leak protection and all-day comfort. Look for Happy Bums baby diapers at a store near you. Distributed by Caribbean International Brewery Company Limited.
The success of my business means a lot to my family, especially my brother, because I'm continuing his legacy, making butterfly art collages. It was very hard for me to receive payments. I had to go directly to meet the person I'm purchasing from and who I'm selling to receive payment. Because I opened my business account with Atlantic Bank, now I can make and receive payments online, and this has made my job much easier.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Tonight, there is bad news for an up-and-coming luxury resort in southern Belize. Bullock Island's luxury resort recently opened its door, but in a matter of months, its owner, former NBA star Reggie Bullock, could lose his investment. And that's after a claim was filed in the Belize High Court to enforce a multi-million-dollar U.S. personal injury judgment here. The claim comes after Bullock reportedly failed to compensate a woman named Janae Borrell as per their settlement agreement. After exhausting Bullock's assets in the U.S., Borrell is now looking at Bullock's known assets of significant value in Belize, Bullock Island. Courtney Menzies looked at the court documents and has this story.
Welcome here to Bullock Island. Come with me to take a VIP tour on Patricia Williams' house.
This is Bullock Island, a 5-acre private island owned and developed by former NBA player Reggie Bullock. It sits 5 miles southeast of Placentia, and accommodations include oceanfront cabanas, an open-air restaurant, access to the pool, spa, and sporting facilities. An all-inclusive experience includes a private chef, unlimited drinks, a 30-minute jet ski experience, and more. Bullock bought the island in 2022, and the luxury resort was fully open in December 2025. But 7 months later, he could lose it all. It stems from a claim filed by Janae Borrell in March 2022 at the Circuit Court of Cook County, Illinois. She sought compensatory damages from Bullock, quote, as a result of his battery and negligent transmission of an incurable sexual disease, end quote. Then, in May 2024, Burrell and Bullock entered into a settlement agreement, with Bullock agreeing to pay $2.1 million in 4 installments. The final payment was to be made in December 2025. However, up to today, she claims Bullock only made the first payment of $500,000. Since then, Burrell has tried to recover funds from Bullock's assets in the U.S. and has managed to accrue $600,000. According to the Illinois judgment, Bullock still owes Burrell over $1.5 million. And the only other known asset of his is Bullock Island here in Belize, which, the court documents say, is valued at over $3 million Belize dollars. According to the affidavit from Elise Weisbrand, who represents Burrell, she has, quote, instituted proceedings in the Belize High Court seeking to enforce the Illinois judgment. The only known asset of significant value in Belize against which a judgment may be enforced is Bullock Island, though the defendant may also hold other assets in Belize, end quote. Wisebrand's affidavit also detailed that, post-judgment, they had discovered that Bullock's accounts were depleted through cash withdrawals, wire transfer, Zelle payments, and ATM withdrawals. By the time the Illinois judgment was entered in January 2025, the combined balance in all known accounts associated with Bullock had been reduced to just $53. Still, construction on the island continued. The court documents allege Bullock never disclosed the source of funds. And that's why Burrell is also seeking an injunction restraining Bullock from selling, leasing, charging, or transferring the title or otherwise disposing of the island.
We reached out to the general manager of Bullock Island, who explained that he is unable to comment and advised us that Bullock is in communication with his attorneys. We requested contact information for Bullock's attorneys. However, up to news time, Young has not responded. Tonight, the family of 2023 murder victim Leslie Verde is speaking up, saying that the justice system has failed them by allowing Juan Carlos Novello to be acquitted. You saw him on the news last night walking out of court after his acquittal. Now, the family say they don't agree with the verdict and feel cheated of the opportunity to hear it being delivered. Jaleesa Roberts has this story.
This is what Juan Carlos Novello said outside of court yesterday after he was acquitted.
I feel good, because my heart clean. I never kill my Kamala wife.
All right.
I just want to say to the family, deep down my heart, I never do what they think I do.
All right.
So I'm happy with this verdict, and I feel good.
But today, the family of Leslie Verde is demanding answers after the man charged with her 2023 murder was acquitted, saying they feel the justice system has failed them. Speaking to 7 News, Verde's cousin, Myra Verde, said relatives were shocked and hurt after arriving at court for what they believed was a 3 p.m. verdict, only to learn the decision had already been delivered at 2:30 p.m. She described the experience as very disrespectful, saying the family had attended every hearing throughout the trial and expected to be present for its conclusion. And now their only question is why.
Yesterday, when I heard that verdict, I felt that I failed her. I failed her children. So that's all we are asking for as the reasons why. Why did the judge decide that he's not guilty? And we want these answers. We feel like we're back at square one when this happened in November 4, 2023. We're back at square one, not knowing who did it, why was it done. To me, we did not, our justice system failed us. Our justice system failed us. I no longer have faith in our justice system. This was a mother of 3 kids, that were left abandoned, that were left without justice, so our system failed us. That's all I can say at this point.
Verde, a mother of 3, was murdered on November 4th, 2023. She had been strangled to death. While acknowledging that the court had said written reasons will be issued at a later date, the family says they intend to seek legal advice once those reasons are released.
Do you believe that he's the one that killed your cousin?
I do believe. After, like I said, going there to sit at every hearing, listening to every statement, all the witnesses that went there, I didn't study anything with law and whatever, but the basic knowledge that you have, that it leads up to him.
So last night when you heard that he gave a spoken apology when he was acquitted and he walked away from the court, and what was your reaction to that?
Well, I don't think he meant that. I don't think he meant that. I don't think that it came from his heart. It's him and God. Like I told my family, maybe our justice system didn't give us justice, but there is a God above that we trust and that is alive and that we know that justice will be served. Maybe not earthly, but justice will be served.
Jaleesa Roberts, 7 News.
The trial judge, Candice Nanton, has said she will give the reason at a later date to be announced. After the break, we ask, after 3 decades plus in the BDF, and he's never eaten the famous BDF baby back ribs. Is it just phantom food or political pork? We'll ask Brigadier General Anthony Velasquez. Don't go away.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Prepare for the sweltering heat with a Ream AC unit to keep you and your family cool and cozy. Get the recommended BTU for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save some much-needed cash with an inverter unit, which provides superior energy efficiency. When the heat is on, stay cool with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Ream. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
These charred remains aren't from
We're
an
navigating
airplane.
along the coastline.
This morning,
of
the
northern
2023
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Sheree Kelso,
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
If you're tired of the baking in your house with the daily cook go wawa fan and finally realize that the time to get yourself a good, durable, reliable fan, contact Myers Panel website or social media. Myers going to hook you up with one of their 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan where might could even change your life as it keep you cool in this hot Belizean weather. Yes man, because their 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan from Myers not just could blow your lip back way, they might could blow away your mind if you say blow away the toxic konomono out of your life and the bad vibes out of your house. Order your 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan from Myers website or on their social media, and Myers going to ship out your fan anywhere countrywide ASAP. Not believe me? Visit myerselectronics.bz right now to order your fan today.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your Nation Station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
As a small business, I started to attend pop-up shops like many other businesses, and we found that our customers wanted to pay by card and not cash. I went to Atlantic Bank, and immediately, without a problem, it's like, yes, you can have a POS system. That POS system we now use in-house, and we can also take it countrywide wherever we are. They were willing to take the time. They were willing to be patient with us as we grew our business, and that, for us, that meant the world.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Welcome to the V Department Store. We are conveniently located on Coney Drive in Belize City. That's right on Coney Drive in Belize City. At the V Department Store, we offer a wide variety of groceries, cosmetics, kitchen appliances, kitchenware, electronics, and more. We've also recently expanded to the second floor to better meet your household and office furniture needs. We now have a wide variety of furniture, home decor, and accessories. We have a shared vision for a comfortable and customer-friendly shopping experience. Visit us today and be warmly greeted by our reasonable prices and cordial staff. The V Department Store. Experience the ultimate shopping destination.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
The next station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world, the Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on earth brings together so many ways to vacation in one single destination. From rest to adventure. From nature to culture. From luxury to freedom. Every vacation imaginable, except snow, and we plan to keep it that way. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
At 11 this morning, an attempted robbery was reported at Handy Money Loans Pawn Shop on Handyside Street. Food vendors in the vicinity told 7 News that they all heard a single shot, and shortly after, a man was being seen bleeding from his foot outside of the store. Police and the Scenes of Crime unit responded to the area a few minutes later. The injured person, later identified as Miguel Guerra, the owner of the business, was rushed to the hospital. Eyewitnesses say that the assailant escaped on bicycle and no stolen goods or cash has been confirmed as yet. It might be the most popular barbecue joint in Belize City, but tonight Tony's Barbecue at the foot of the Belkin overpass has 1 month to move. It's part of the upcoming renovation of the Belkin Bridge, and the decades-old eatery was told it would have to relocate. They challenged it in a grievance letter requesting a review and justification for the decision. Well, MIDH wrote back saying that it stands by the decision that Tony's will have to move for the safe and efficient implementation of the Belkin Bridge replacement project. Their letter states that there needs to be unobstructed pedestrian access to the temporary crossing, and the emergency and evacuation requirements must be met. Additionally, regarding the justification, MIDH added that they have not granted Tony's Barbecue any lease, license, permit, concession, or legal authorization to construct, occupy, or operate within the public road reserve. In response, Tony's wrote back to the MIDH stating that for years they had been operating under a tent, which a storm destroyed. Afterwards, Digi sponsored the building they now operate out of. At that point, they received permission from the City Council to erect the structure at that location. They also began paying a trade license as opposed to a peddler's license. MIDH also stated that they will not authorize Tony's to move back to its original spot following the completion of the Belkin Bridge. They added that they do not believe that they are under any obligation to assist Tony's with the relocation. However, the City Council has identified an alternative location and is willing to assist them. But Tony's insists that the location isn't suitable. In their response to Moody, they state, quote, "The site is currently a green area with no flooring, restroom facilities, or other infrastructure necessary to meet public health and sanitation requirements. End quote. Though MIDH has given Tony's until August 15th to relocate, they plan on fighting back in the court of public opinion, and we will be speaking with them tomorrow. Things have taken a positive turn for the pit bull that was captured being abused in a cotton tree village, and it's all thanks to a woman named Jessica Schrober and her family. After seeing the abuse video, Schrober picked up the dog from where it was being held in Cotton Tree and later made this Facebook post stating there was gasoline poured in his eyes and then the beatings. He was tied to a chain so long his hair is gone around his neck, skin and bones, and so afraid right now. With everything he has been through, he is showing such kindness. He rests his head in my hands. No one has been charged as yet for animal cruelty, but police say they are investigating. In fiscal year 2023 to 2024, the BDF was purchasing 1,320 pounds of baby back ribs annually. But Brigadier General Anthony Velasquez today told us he's never eaten BDF baby back in his 32 years in the Army. So where did all those ribs go? Here's what he said when we asked him today.
I think I said I never eaten baby back ribs, and which is true, I've never have, but that doesn't mean that it's not purchased, right? We tell the Ministry of Defense, this is what we want, and we want baby back ribs and conchs and shrimp and lobster for special events. One special event we had was last week, Wednesday, when we had the recruit passing out and the change of responsibility. However, after these events are over, we stock some of them as well. And then whatever remains in stock, we give to the soldiers. So we send it to the battalions, the units in PG, in Belisario. And few soldiers get to enjoy these because the ones on camp get to enjoy it, not the ones being deployed. So it's a small number of soldiers that actually get to enjoy these things. Like I told you before, like I mentioned before, I've never had it, the privilege of having it there, but the baby back ribs, but some soldiers do and they enjoy it. And then what we do as well is some of the extra stock that we have, we use on if we have a cooking course, the new cooks, they do a culinary delight or treat, and everyone here, for example, at Price Box is invited to go and sample these exquisite food that they make.
Did you yourself see that persons around your table were enjoying these baby back ribs?
I have never seen. I have heard. I have spoken to some other commanders, and they have received the unit commanders, the battalion commanders. They have received the baby back ribs and the conchs and everything else, and they have given it to their soldiers.
But has the increase in budgetary layouts for the BDF translated to improved rations for soldiers? Well, the commander says to an extent, yes.
Is the increased spending on food translating into better rations for the BDF?
Yes, it has. Like I mentioned, it has translated into better ration, but we're not there yet at the point where we can say, okay, let's move on to the next problem, right? So it's a constant challenge so far, but it has translated into better food for the BDF, period.
But did the BDF have any say in who these suppliers were or even aware of who was getting these contracts? Short answer, no. Here's why.
My job here as the commander of the Belize Defense Force is to, first of all, whenever these suppliers, I don't know their background. I know they do a bidding and then the Ministry of Defense determines who becomes suppliers. But my job here is that when these suppliers bring the supplies here, that's exactly what we ask for. First of all, we ask for the supplies from the ministry, and the ministry sends to us, this is what the supplier will bring. Okay? Whenever the supplier reaches here, we check our list, cross-check our list with theirs. Is this the correct thing that you brought? And if that's the correct thing, then we take it. If not, we tell them, this isn't what we ordered. Take it back. Or if this is not what we ordered, ensure that you fulfill what we ordered and bring back the rest that you didn't bring. So that's just my concern, that we receive what we ask for. Now, about prices and everything else, I don't determine those prices, and and it's not a chief concern of the Commander Belize Defense Force.
So when you see the prices that they were paying, like, did it ever occur to you that how they made to pay so much and we never made to get that?
It never occurred to me. I just, my concern is that we receive what we ask for.
When it comes to the uniforms, the BDF has also seen an increase in budget. Velasquez says that they have better boots and uniforms.
We also see that when it came to the spending on the uniforms, it was increased sharply. Does that mean that the BDS has better uniforms and boots?
Yes, it does. We have better boots now. We get the boots that we want. Uniforms, we have a new ceremonial uniform, the white uniform that you have seen that we use for ceremonies. We're still rolling that out. We're still, each and every solar doesn't have one yet, but slowly but surely we're working towards that. So those are the signs of the increase in the budget.
The budget increasing over the years, is that due to the fact that you have more soldiers when it comes to the uniforms?
That and the fact that we're having different uniforms now.
But the question remains, why has the ministry taken control of procurement instead of leaving it in the hands of the BDF? Well, the commander explained that it all started in 2017 when misappropriation of funds and resources was identified.
So this started from around 2017, 2018 there-ish, when a scandal broke out about German training in Belize, and there were allegations that misappropriation was happening with the German account or the training account. The Belize Defense Force controlled all their accounts at that time, right? And there were some serious allegations that misappropriation was happening with the funds that the German army was depositing into that account for the BDF. So the account was taken from the BDF and the ministry started to handle that. A couple of years later, there was again concerns about misappropriation or mismanagement or just inadequacy, just what's the word? Just not doing the proper things, right? But with the Belize Defense Force volunteer vote, right? So that was taken from the BDF again and sent to the ministry. Around 2020 thereabouts, there was again a huge concern about the Belize Defense Force, the people in the Belize Defense Force who handled these accounts, about the rations that were being bought. You made some mention about the cost and everything else, right? The prices. There was some huge concerns that, again, misappropriation was happening. So that vote was taken from the Belize Defense Force and and the ministry started to handle that. So by 2021 thereabouts, the completion of that evolution happened, right? So all the purchasing ability was taken from the BDF and the ministry had it.
But have all these increases benefited the BDF? Well, the commander says it has its advantages and disadvantages.
Do you think that this evolution has benefited the BDF?
In a way, yes. There is advantage and disadvantage to everything, right? One advantage is that the headache of sourcing vendors, sorting out these contracts, dealing with these people and paying them has been taken from us, right? So that's one less thing that we or commander has to worry about on a daily basis. But however, a negativity to that is that we don't actually control how our spending is done, right? So it could create certain gaps in acquisition, right? But then we have to manage that, yeah.
Okay. Do you still have a procurement department or a services and support battalion, or what do you do?
Yeah, we have a services and support battalion. A few years ago, we separated the services and support battalion. So we had a services battalion and a support battalion. Now they're amalgamated again, but that's immaterial. That doesn't matter. We still had a department that dealt with with purchasing, right? That we dealt with acquisition, and they still exist. Now we're going to a new evolution where we might change the way how that is how it's composed, because eventually, if I am sure you heard about a proposal to privatize the mess and to give the soldiers an allowance for food, right? So if that when that rolls out, if it happens and it comes to fruition, then we will transform the way how our acquisition teams operate.
And the defense budget will have to keep increasing because the general says the number of soldiers must increase. He says it is most necessary.
We have done an assessment, a capabilities assessment, and determined that we need to increase the size of the force because of the tasking that we have countrywide. That's why the government, Belize has agreed to our plan to increase the size of the force over the next 3 years. That's why you're seeing constant recruiting. Like I mentioned before, we had one last year. We have one this just passed out. And October, we'll start a new intake. And then the following year, we'll do 2 more intakes as well. So that will increase the size of the force.
We're taking a break now. When we return, we'll tell you why many in the public are unhappy with the new Recondev board, and new regulations for broadcasters could bring changes even for those who only operate on streaming platforms. Don't go away.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
The next station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world, the Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on earth brings together so many ways to vacation in one single destination. From rest to adventure. From nature to culture. From luxury to freedom. Every vacation imaginable, except snow, and we plan to keep it that way. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
These charter remains aren't from
We're
an
navigating
airplane.
along the coastline.
This morning, the
of northern
2023
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Sheree Tulsel,
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Nokshe Adventure Park came about from the birth of COVID. Everything was on pause for tourism. So we decided, let's do something different. We got 10 bikes, 10 ATVs, and we were just doing ATV tours. Shortly after, we were approached by the cruise lines. We agreed to work with them, and from then it just started growing. We set up the chocolate tour first, and then from there we went into the culinary experience at the different Mayan cultures. We have like the gift shop, the cooking class, the shaman, and the healing, and it just all came together. When you reach a certain point, you need investors, you need partners to come into your business. Atlantic Bank just make it easy. Even my 7-year-old could do it.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
If you're tired of the baking in your house with the only cook go wawa fan and finally realize that the time to get yourself a good, durable, reliable fan, contact Maya's panel website or social media. Maya's going to hook you up with one of their 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan where might could even change your life as they keep you cool in this hot Belizean weather. Yes man, because their 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan from Maya's not just could blow your lip back way, they might could blow away your mind if you say blow away the toxic konomono out of your life and the bad vibes out of your house. Order your 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan from Maya's website or on their social media, and Maya's going to ship out your fan anywhere countrywide ASAP. Not believe me? Visit mayaselectronics.bz right now to order your fan today.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7. This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
The way Belize uses electricity is changing. At home, families are using more devices, smarter appliances, and connected technology. Across the country, businesses are growing, industries are expanding, and communities are finding new ways to live, work, and move forward. Behind that progress, the energy system must continue to grow with Belize. At BL, modernizing the grid is part of preparing for what comes next. A grid with greater visibility, more accurate information, and better tools to manage energy as needs change. Through investment in digital systems, upgraded infrastructure, and improved monitoring, BEL is strengthening how electricity is managed and delivered across the country. Not just for today's needs, but for the future Belize is building. As new technology emerges, from solar generation to community energy systems, the grid must be ready to support them safely, reliably, and sustainably. This is the work of modernization, step by step, system by system, community by community, helping prepare Belize for a more connected, resilient, and sustainable energy future.
Rev up your engines at Puma Energy and get ready for an exciting chance to fuel, fill, and win. For every $30 purchase on fuel, a liter of lubricant, or $10 at Super 7, get a ticket to win one of 20 fuel prizes of $1,000. And here's the thrill. Fill up with premium Clean Tech Pro and double your chances of winning. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Head to Puma Energy and Super 7 today for your chance to fuel, fill, and win.
Hello, everyone. Today we're putting Happy Bums baby diapers to the test. Just look at the beautiful design, strong, soft, and made for your baby's comfort. Happy Bums can absorb up to 500 milliliters of moisture. Let's compare it with a leading diaper brand. We'll pour 500 milliliters of water into each diaper and see how they perform. Now it's time for the tissue test. As you can see, Happy Bums stays dry to the touch, while the leading brand leaves noticeable moisture on the tissue. Choose Happy Bums baby diapers for reliable leak protection and all-day comfort.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
The Prime Minister is currently away in the United States on leave, but there's a lot still brewing, and some of that has to do with the new appointments to the Recondev Board of Directors. When he returned from his last vacation in mid-June, the PM said he would name a new board as a better way, as a matter that is of urgency.
I will also ask to appoint a new board at Recondev so that we can to remove any semblance of any kind of issues of whether supposedly, as you allege, that the bureaus are controlling there at Recondev, and we need to start a so we will change. I've said to the cabinet secretary that we will go through the process of appointing a new one.
This weekend, the names of the new appointees to the board went public, and it caused quite a stir of public discontent. First off, it can hardly be called new since 4 of the appointees are holdovers from the last board. And while Brian Mira has been removed as chairman, he's been replaced by the previous deputy chair, Myrna Wade, who is known as an Oscar Mira loyalist. The other holdovers on the board are Cedric Borland, Lisandra Burbey, and Wilfredo Galvez. The new appointees to the board include party Uber loyalists Mike Rodon, George Castro, known as an Oscar Mira's campaigner, and Carla Bradley. Tonight, the former ombudsman is raising serious questions about the welfare and legal status of 9 young Haitian girls in Belize. Retired Major Gilbert Suazo has gone public with shocking allegations of human trafficking and major government inaction. The story began back in mid-2023 when 9 minor-aged Haitian girls entered Belize. According to official documents, their arrival came at a time when the Belizean government had an active moratorium on visas for Haitian nationals. There were no official documents from the Haitian government authorizing their movement or relocation. Somehow, according to the former ombudsman, the children ended up living in Spanish Lookout under the care of Canadian nationals connected to an organization called Beauty Out of Ashes. But concerns quickly mounted. UN agencies, including UNICEF and the UNHCR, formally filed a complaint with the Ombudsman's office. They pointed to serious red flags: a complete lack of legal guardianship documents, unverified immigration status, which are signs consistent with human trafficking, and distress among the children who appeared fearful of state officials. Former Ombudsman Suazo states that credible evidence pointed to a strong possibility the girls were victims of trafficking for sexual exploitation. Despite these alarms, he says agencies dragged their feet. Suazo says that before his office got involved, government authorities had taken insufficient action. He reveals that over 2 years after the girls arrived, an independent best interests determination had still never been completed by authorities. Then, he says, the investigation ground to a sudden halt. Suazo's tenure as ombudsman ended on December 31st, 2025, leaving the office vacant. Now, Suazo is taking direct action to prevent the case from dying. He has filed a Freedom of Information Act request to Attorney General Anthony Sylvester, demanding clear answers. He insists that administrative transitions and the vacant constitutional post must not leave vulnerable children without protection or justice. The government has 14 days to respond to his requests, and we'll see if they do so. The proposed Broadcasting Act 2026 was released, that is, to stakeholders last week Thursday, and it promised sweeping changes to the information landscape, including online broadcasters, streaming services, and social media content creators, who will now face unprecedented government oversight and license requirements. The landmark legislation officially expands the legal definition of broadcasting beyond traditional radio and television to cover internet-dependent digital platforms, over-the-top services, and national online broadcasters targeting Belizean audiences for commercial gain. Attorney Marissa Longsworth discussed the exemptions to this.
Exemptions are to be prescribed for national online broadcasters to consider that licensees should only be those that meet criteria such as commercial benefits of the broadcast, audience size, availability and accessibility to the broadcast, and frequency. So, the way this act will work is that once you broadcast online, you will fall within this act. The question becomes whether you should be licensed for that purpose. And how does the BBA decide who should be licensed or not? Now, let's say, for example, I have something to say to the public. I go on Facebook and I go live, but I have, I don't know, maybe 900 friends. I have never gone further than that on Facebook, right? In this sort of situation, I could go live to my 900 friends. Maybe 20 of them will watch me live. It's limited. The public can't view my page. The public can't view my live. So if you report me to the BBA will look at that and say, well, how many people Marissa really may reach during that live? How many times Marissa do a broadcast? Does she do a weekly podcast show? She have sponsors? BTL the sponsor she credit, or, is there a commercial benefit being derived from her online broadcast? That's a consideration. How frequent does she broadcast? That's a consideration. Who has access to her broadcast? Is it the general public? Is it a special group? Is it a very small group? That's a consideration.
Under the new framework, online outlets and digital content creators generating ad or sponsorship revenue from Belizeans will no longer operate in a regulatory vacuum. They must now obtain an official license or secure an explicit exemption from the Belize Broadcasting Authority.
The regulations will have a schedule. The Code of Conduct regulations will have a schedule of words.
And the new regulation, which we stress is at the consultation stage, is increasing the Belize Broadcasting Authority's enforcement powers and the fines and penalties it can impose. In fact, the BBA can issue administrative penalties reaching Belize $10,000 per compliance order. And one of the issues it will have to be very specific about is what constitutes a bad word, which cannot be used on air. The BBA's legal advisor discussed that and the word often hinted at, which begins with R.
The regulations will have a schedule. The Code of Conduct regulations will have a schedule of words. So it may be the first legislation where you'll have 20 bad words just lined out. because you have to state in our lingo when, and I mean, I will say the word, Jules done gone, I would have selected teacher. But in our lingo, maybe when you said that alone, mother, maybe in our lingo, that's not offensive. Maybe it is. So does it go in the schedule? If it goes in the schedule, then every time Jules says it, there's a fine, right? And so that is the way. When we get to the code of conduct regulations, there will be consultations on this. So bring every bad word that you know to that consultation, and it will be duly considered as a part of the schedule, right? So.
We'll keep following the progress of the consultations. With the flurry of scandal over abuse of the threshold limitation on government spending, the Attorney General has been tasked with revising the financial orders that will go under review for recommendations and changes. Last week, the AG gave us a timeline for what they are working on.
And to your knowledge, have the financial orders been reviewed before? I know that this may have happened decades ago, but my understanding is that the changes, the recommendations were never taken into account, so no change happened.
Well, I'm not quite sure if it were done before. What I can say definitively is that the Prime Minister has given an undertaking to the nation, and I can tell you that we're well on our way to ensuring that we would have a new procurement laws and regulations before the end of the year.
So you all are intimately involved in that?
Yes, so as the AG's ministry, these matters will have to be passed to us for a review.
Do you consider the FARA also needs to be reviewed and amended?
Well, again, I don't want to pass judgment on that as yet, but what I can say is that everything is under review.
And as for other matters on the AG's radar, he was also asked about Alberto August and what would happen if he decides to file a constitutional claim for the cyberbullying charges wrongly brought against him.
Do you expect, as the government, that Alberto August would file a constitutional claim against the government, or I don't know, the police department in relation to that cybercrime charge?
Well, I'm not sure. I want to pass comment on that. We'll just wait and see.
Is it that since the charge has been withdrawn, can a constitutional claim still be brought?
So again, I mean, in theory, yes, but then you'll have to look at the contours. You'll have to look at the specific claim. Yeah, what is it alleging? What specific rights are being were infringed? So we'll have to look at that, no?
And do they need to revise the cybercrime laws so that it cannot be abused by public officials? We also asked the AG.
Directive to review and amend the cybercrime law. Did that come directly from the PM, or is it that there are other bodies that are asking for such a review to take place?
No. It's not the entire act which is subject to review. There are only specific provisions, because one has to be caution has to be said here, because cybercrime legislation is necessary. It's important and necessary to regulate the conduct of persons on social media and in other and any other fora where bullying takes place. So cyberbullying is real. The concern and it's a valid concern that was raised by the public, was that whether certain provisions might be certain provisions might be such that it actually addresses, as one of my colleagues referred to it as criminalizing defamation, and so in that respect, the concern was to look at those provisions that may be regarded or possibly can be regarded as criminalizing defamation, and ensuring that it in fact doesn't do that, because whilst we appreciate and we accept that cyberbullying is something real and something that has harmful effects on members of the society and people at large, and it's important that the state regulate that. We at the same time don't want to have a situation where you have on your law books provisions that are more, as I indicated, in the realm of possible criminalizing of defamation. And so those are things that are under review, and we're hopeful that we may be able to have an amendment at the next host meeting.
And finally tonight, a 44-year-old man from Mahogany Heights has been remanded to the Belize Central Prison following allegations of sexual assault against a minor. Police detained Sheldon Lewis yesterday after a female report was filed at the Mahogany Heights police station. According to authorities, Lewis allegedly attacked a female minor at a local park and grabbed her breasts. Lewis appeared before Senior Magistrate Manon Dennison this morning, where he pleaded not guilty to the charge of sexual assault. Due to the nature of the offense, bail was denied. Lewis has been remanded in custody and is scheduled to reappear in court in August 2026. That's all we have for you for our newscast tonight. Thanks for watching. With your news, I'm Indira Craig. Remember, you can find a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see the streaming video on our Facebook page. Have a great evening. Join me back here tomorrow at 6.